Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for watching and liking my videos and for subscribing so that you don't miss out on future updates. I am a barrister who helps you understand law. So many of you will have heard of the term emissions claims flying around and possibly not really knowing what it means. But suffice to say, Mercedes-Benz, or rather Daimler, the parent company, is facing legal action across the US and across Europe because they got caught using cheating software in the diesel engines, which effectively manipulated the readings for the emissions. And just as a heads up for all the keyboard warriors out there, there is a sponsorship within this video. It will come later on, and it will help any of you that have had a car which comes within this category, all free of charge, but all will be revealed later on. So the essence of what happened was this: devices were stored into the engines of various Mercedes vehicles which manipulated the emissions readings during testing, which effectively gave an inaccurate result on the amount of nitrogen oxide being emitted by the vehicle, in comparison to that which will actually be emitted into the environment when customers are driving around these vehicles. Mercedes was ordered to recall a number of different models by the KBA, which is the German Federal Motor Transport Authority. Lots of these recalls were on the basis of the AdBlue technology, which Mercedes said would help to reduce the level of emissions emitted into the environment. Notably, Mercedes claimed that they would be the cleanest cars ever. And in essence, many customers would have bought the vehicles on that basis because emissions affects tax for the vehicles, and many people just want to be greener and help the environment. And this has been going on for some time because since February 2016, American owners of Mercedes diesel vehicles filed a class action of suspected defeat devices which are said to manipulate emissions, although Daimler of course denies any claims. Now, since there are hundreds of thousands of vehicle owners and many tens of thousands of former vehicle owners, there is naturally outrage if these allegations are true. So which model vehicles do these claims apply to? Well, good question, and it's quite a lot. So it involves the CLS class, the G class, the GLK, the SLK, the Vito, the C class, the GLC, the M class, the SLC, the E class, the GLE, the S class, and, wait for it, the Sprinter. So that's all well and good, but how does that apply to you? Well, if you've had one of these vehicles and the claims are borne out to be true, and therefore you were misled and there is a valid claim, then you may be due compensation for it. Now, whilst there's no current guidance as to what that compensation might be, one can only compare it with a previous case which was paid out, and that was against Volkswagen, with 91,000 claimants which were paid collectively £193 million, with an average payout of just over £2,000 per person. If you owned more than one Mercedes vehicle, which many people do, then you may well have multiple claims at the same time. And with that in mind, here comes the sponsorship and what might help you. This is from emissions.co.uk, which will handle any claim no win, no fee, meaning you don't have to pay anything whether you win or lose. The criteria that would make you eligible for such a claim is as follows. If you purchased an eligible diesel Mercedes vehicle between 2008 and July 2018, you may have bought it outright, you might have leased it, or you might have financed it. Such claims don't just apply to the first owner, so this includes any time that you've bought it second-hand, and you don't need to be the current owner of that vehicle. If you still know the registration and the model of the vehicle and you are a former owner of that vehicle, you might still be eligible for the claim. The reason for this is that if you bought it in the first place then sold it for whatever the reason might be, you might still have been misled if these claims are borne out to be true. If you need any further information, or you want to read about it a bit more, or if you want to check the registration plate for ease to see whether you qualify, whether you are eligible for such a claim, you can find a link to that in the description below. It is all free. Your details do not come to me. They go directly to emissions.co.uk. They will process everything for you. It's no win, no fee, so you don't have to pay anything. So I hope you found that interesting. Please remember to like the video and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching.